Now, I'm curious because a lot of the net sports you referred to, like volleyball or tennis, have the bounce, but there is no bounce in badminton. So, what would you consider maybe the most difficult of the net sports?
They all have their aspect of difficulty. Badminton, I would say, does not get the recognition that it deserves, if anything. Sometimes table tennis will get more recognition. It just happens to be, that type of game that people just don't, when you think of badminton, you think of outside in the backyard, on the lawn, with family. But when you think ping pong, there's a table, there's a net, you have paddles, and there's somewhere that you have to go play. Same thing with tennis, you have to have a tennis court in order to go play. Badminton is one of those sports that just happen, you can just set up a net in the backyard and away you go. And so I think that's why it just doesn't get the recognition that it does, that it's not, there isn't an official area that you have to go to go play, official equipment that you have to go play. But we do have all that. It's just, I think it's just the whole backyard mentality that people don't give it the recognition it deserves.
Yeah, I personally think that's a misconception because I played badminton against good badminton players, and I was working hard.
Yeah, it is definitely, again, yeah. So most people haven't played it at the higher level. So, but once they do, they'll be like, you know what, this is really, really tough. They'll be surprised as to how much endurance it takes, how fast it is, how much agility and hand-eye coordination it takes. And again, it's just getting people out there and getting people to try it out and play.
Yeah, I was actually very pleased with the workout I got in. But you mentioned earlier that you played other sports in high school, like basketball and things.
I played basketball. I've been playing basketball since grade 6 and soccer since I can remember.
So what from those sports have you taken, if anything, have you taken that you applied to in badminton?
I'm extremely competitive, and I think I'm very driven, and I've always been driven to improve myself and to kind of be on top and work to get myself there. So I've worked so hard to earn everything that I've accomplished, and that's the greatest feeling.
Do you feel badminton is the most challenging of all the sports you tried, or the least challenging?
Yes, actually it is the most challenging. There's a lot of technique for badminton, I find, and it takes a lot to kind of bring yourself to a higher level. It takes a lot of practice and a lot of time and a lot of good coaching. So.
A lot of time on the court working on the backhand.
Yeah.
What would you say are the 5 things you look for in a good badminton player?
I find that I have an ability to be able to see if there's potential in people. I'm looking for positive attitude. When people come to my practices, we hold tryouts. I'm looking to see if they're willing to just try and basically listen and do whatever I ask them to do. I'm looking to see if they're going to just give up and walk away, if they get frustrated and if they just start doing stuff, they just start fooling around. So potential, motivation, good listening skills, and maybe some natural ability. Some people just have that knack of being able to, their hand-eye coordination is there, and you can kind of tell if you can, whether or not you can work with that person or not. I have a few players, Brandon Ebo, he was a rookie this year, never played a team sport before. He has played badminton in the past, but he hasn't played in a few years. He decided to come out, which probably was at the time the weakest player that I had. But I kept him on only because he had a very positive attitude, and I thought that attitude of his would carry over to the rest of my team, and they'd be all rally around him and help him out. And it wasn't. I brought him on to help him improve his skills and be part of the team, but I also brought him along to, like I said, to reinforce the whole team aspect. And ever since he's been on, like I said, people just rally around him, and his skills have gotten way, way better. And I think that over the next couple of years, if I have him a little bit longer, he would just get more and more better. I'd look at him and say, you know what, I've picked you for a reason, and I'm so glad to have you on the team. And he might not be the top player in the world, but you know what, he's part of my team, and he's probably one of the best players I have, based on attitude alone.
When it comes to the team dynamic for badminton, because people are performing individually or as doubles, do you find that team spirit and encouragement and motivation are maybe more important than in the other sports?
It's extremely important. I teach my players to have their own role. You have to be supportive. There is no one person who's better than the other person on the court. If your partner is weaker, then you do everything you possibly can to make them feel as though they're the best player on there. So you now have to play a supporting role. Even though you're good and you can push that person off the court, you can handle it. That's not what you're supposed to do. That's not your job. Your job is to help support your partner, help them feel motivated, because you can tell, you can feel it when you're playing with a partner who's not supportive of you. You can, even if you're looking forward, you can feel that feeling in behind. You can feel that sense of disappointment when you make a shot and you make a mistake. And so it's very, very important that you have that team dynamics and that respect for each other, despite skill level. And all that motivation to make each other feel better is going to make you play better. And you could get defeated if you don't pay attention to and keep your emotions in check.
Speaking of partnering, which do you prefer? Singles, doubles, ladies doubles, or mixed doubles?
I think it's a toss-up between ladies doubles and mixed. Yeah. But whatever game, I guess, is the best.
Yeah, why exactly you prefer those two?
Out of those two, I can't really choose between the two. I really enjoy mixed. Yeah, because it's more role specific, I guess.
I'm guessing you play twos. Which one of those?
I normally play doubles, but I also prefer mixed as well. Again, role specific. In doubles, you do have a role, but it's the same role. It's either you're in front, you're in the back, and But in mixed, the female generally has a particular role, the male has a generally particular role, and it's a great feeling to play together and develop that strategy and know that you played well to support the female played well to support you. It just, for some reason, it just feels a lot better than doubles.
Is there, like, when you play like certain teams, is there like styles? Do like other teams have styles?
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
Everybody got their own style, I guess, they bring every time they play?
Yeah, and you can pick up on it, and that's where coaching comes in, to be able to recognize styles and then develop a strategy to beat those styles. Let's say, no different than martial arts, mixed martial arts. One style sometimes will work better against someone else. Same thing when it comes to badminton. Some people have an offensive style, so maybe a more passive style, slow play, take the person out of that speed element, just slow the game down, and that'll help you win. If they're slow and they can't move around a whole lot, then you play a faster style, pick up your pace, and again, to make them move around and take them out of their element. So style matchups definitely plays a huge role. So
how would you describe the Cameroon team style this year? What style did you try to implement? What system, I guess, like you say?
Smart. I tried to play a smart game. I tell my players, I told them to play smart and nothing else. Well, basically keep the rackets in their hands and play smart. I say play smart because it gets them thinking. What are they doing next? What are they doing next? What shot's coming? If I hit this one, what's coming? So it's more like a chess match. I want them to play because then it makes them ready. They're already 2 steps ahead of the team on the other side, as opposed to just stepping on the court and then reactionary. Sometimes you have a good day and you can react fast. Other days, it takes a second. But in the sport of badminton, you don't have a second to react. You have to know what's coming. So play smart is all I have to tell them, and they understand that's why I'm telling them to play smart.
Would you say Kayla played smart this year?
This year, yes, yeah. Last year, it was her first year. A bit of a shell shock. She still did quite well, but coming from high school into varsity to college, higher end, it's a totally different game, totally different level, totally different style of play. So it's been a work in progress to get her to be able to get to this point where she can play smart, and she has come a long way.